Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Carlacia, welcome back to Popternative. So good to see you again.
So good to see you again. I remembered you.
I mean, it's crazy. You know, Outer Banks season 3 is back. Cleo is back. I mean, everyone's back basically, which is awesome. In terms of your mindset returning for season 2, are you starting to get more kind of comfortable with this character? Or are you still trying to figure out Cleo? I'm curious about that.
It's a little bit of both. You know, I feel like it's never really a finished product, and I feel like the trajectory from season 2 to season 3 is completely different. Like, I feel like Cleo in season 2 and Cleo in season 3 is two completely different. Not completely different people, but we see two different sides of Cleo.
Well, especially when we met Cleo in the first couple of episodes of season 2, there was this kind of misunderstood component the whole time where you're like, maybe she's not a good person, but like there's a lot of people online that like she was always a good person. Let's be honest.
I agree.
Which is so interesting. What was it like when you officially returned to film season 3? Because you were in an interesting situation of the get-go, right? Like coming on board after a season 1 type thing. So what was it like after doing one official season 2, returning for season 3, filming wise?
It was amazing. It was great. I have all these pictures. I have videos of everyone being like, "It was my first day, series regular on Outer Banks." So it was a celebration. We just celebrated being back.
February 23rd, all the episodes are going to drop on Netflix worldwide. And it's like, then all the behind the scenes photos officially get posted everywhere, right?
Yes, I can't drop anything yet. It's like, there's a little countdown. You know, I have a thing ready to go. I'm ready for it.
People love the behind the scenes. Like Outer Banks is like that show where they want to see new episodes, but they want behind the scenes footage too.
Yeah. They want to know how it's done.
But I feel like that's so interesting because all my questions too are related to kind of mindsets and making it, because it's out and it's like people want to know, right? What was it kind of like for certain scenes and everything? And we're not going to go into super big spoilers about everything, but the story kind of continues. There's a quest. People are looking for it. I mean, you know, it's a treasure hunt in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? So like we're looking in that. What could people expect specifically with Cleo this season? Without big spoilers, just like kind of she's one of the Pogues now, right? I mean, there's not much more we can say about spoilers, but
I feel like for Cleo, she's going to be showing more of a vulnerability side. I feel like she's also going to show her strength in a way that's not physical. So I think we're gonna see her have to show her strength in different ways that's not physical.
interesting. That's a really great way to put it. And a lot of people are going to be like, what does that mean? You gotta
wait and see. And once you see it, you're gonna come back and be like, oh.
Can we please give a shout out to the cinematographers of Outer Banks?
Oh my gosh.
So good. Like it's eye candy. It's so amazing to look at.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's shout them out. We have Gonzalo, we have Itai, we have amazing cinematographers who, like, and also our location scouts, our director. Like, this is like a thing.
Does it sink in how it looks when you're filming it, or is it only when afterwards we look at like the Video Village a little bit? Because I feel like you're in the zone when you're actually like shooting the show, right?
Yeah, exactly that. At the time, I'm not thinking about anything. I'm thinking Cleo thoughts, you know, or I'm not in character. You know, I'm probably trying to not die Cleo's probably trying to not die that day. But you're just there and you're in the zone and you're just recording, so you're not really thinking about it. Sometimes you're like, this doesn't even make any sense, you know, but like now getting to look back at it, you're like, oh my gosh, now you see why your call times are 2:00 in the morning, you know, like this is why we're waiting, you know, for the dawn and dusk. Like it all makes sense in the end.
Was there like the night shoot, because there were, like, when people see it, I mean, like there's night shoots a lot of times. Was it a good amount of night shoots, or was it the same as season 2?
No, this was definitely our most heavy night shoot season we've had so far.
Oh, absolutely. And that's when the little things that don't seem to be funny are like the funniest.
Oh yeah, you're laughing at nothing. Like literally we have the giggles and we're so delirious that we're laughing at we were laughing because we were like we had to be for the there's a scene with the train, And not a spoiler, but there's a train. And we had to be harnessed onto it. And they called lunch. And, the crew everyone went to lunch. And no one took us out. Like, no one took us out the harness. So we were all there just like, hey, guys, don't forget about us.
And that was a night shoot.
and that's night shoots. That's being harnessed in night shoots.
I'll tell you what I really love about season 3 of Outer Banks, Carlesia, because I love all seasons. I always said that this is a genre-bending show where you have the action, you have the drama, you have the romance, it's funny and everything. I feel like you really have it this season with that genre-bending component. And I'm wondering if you kind of noticed that in the script, where it has a lot of everything, specifically in season 3 of Outer Banks.
Yeah, I feel like we really upped the ante this year. And also because we had so much to go off of. Your first season, you're just trying to establish what it is. Your second season, you're kind of building on that. But now that it's our third season and we have so much more history, we really have the opportunity to really tie a lot of things up. So I think the opportunity of having, now a third season, you get a little bit more freedom. Your characters are already established. So you can really play around with all those different genres, as you say.
I find it very interesting too, because Cleo has a lot of characters and a lot of kind of moments with all the Pogues, but individually at times. And I think that's really cool, right? Because you're all in the group, and we know how season 2 left off, right? And everything, we pick up right where we left off. But there are some really cool kind of one-on-one conversations with other characters and everything. Is it cool that Cleo gets to kind of have those moments with a lot of the cast specifically, rather than just one or two people?
I mean, I love working with everybody. So it doesn't matter. There's not a bad day, whether I have scenes with Jonathan or scenes with Klein or scenes with whoever. There's not a bad day.
The story, right? There's all these side little stories happening too.
Yeah. I mean, no, I don't think there's any no, it's great. No matter who you got that day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing. When people get a chance to watch season 3 of Outer Banks, dropping worldwide on Netflix February 23rd, it's crazy. What is the big takeaway you're hoping to get for this season specifically?
I hope people are able to see themselves in either one of our characters and maybe grow as a human being, grow as a person, and maybe think, what is the real treasure in life? I hope that question is poised.
There's also a lot of characters that there's a lot of tension brewing with, the situation with the treasure hunt, but also with a lot of the relationships and the friendships and everything. When you're reading the script, do you instantly kind of see the tension early on, or do you have to read a whole episode and be like, wow, this has a lot of tension, or is it quick that you can kind of notice that there's tension with a lot of things when you're reading in the beginning? I'm curious about that.
It's a little bit of both. We have a lot of freedom. Well, we have a script, but we have a lot of freedom, on set to improv. So sometimes it's it's something on page, and then we'll get there and we will be our characters in just improv moments. So I think it's a little bit of both, that it's co-creating.
Absolutely. Yeah. 2 weeks. And it's really crazy too, because the Netflix effect is the global effect, right? So many people are going to be able to see it in different time zones. That's the craziest thing. Depending on where you are, for me, I wake up and I haven't had a chance to I might not have a chance to watch it, but then everyone else has seen it because of all the time zones. Isn't that the craziest thing?
It's the craziest thing, and I feel like I learned a lot last year. So it's I know as soon as it drops, I have at least 10 hours where the world says nothing, where nothing happens. I thought it was going to be the minute it drops. It's not really the minute. You have to give it a good 10 hours, and then after the first 10 hours, then you'll start to see the response from it.
And then people become kind of experts, season 3 experts, after they binge it basically. In 10 hours, they're an expert, right?
Yeah, by 10:02, there's all these theories, and they picked up everything. But it's always really fun to watch, because some people I'm reading a lot of theories now.
There's always a lot of theories. People have theories from the trailers and the first looks at everything. There's the first look, and it's crazy. But I'm so happy for you and the cast. I can't wait for everyone to see it. Shout out again to the crew, because it looks so amazing. It's eye candy. Carlesia, February 23rd, season 3 of Outer Banks. Thank you so much. It was so great chatting with you again.
Thank you so much. See you soon.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.